Yes, hello, welcome everybody. Alright, settle down. Welcome to the 3rd annual Oscars Horror Award Show. But what is the Oscars, you might be asking? Well, I mean, it's kind of in the name. We know that the Academy is a bit of a stink when it comes to giving horror the credit that it's due. So 3 years ago, I decided, fine, I'll do it myself. I gather other horror creators to present each category, and we like to add some fun horror-themed ones, like Best Deaths, where we actually recognize the work that goes into those practical gore effects. The best part is that you, the audience, get to vote on the winners. Who knew back in 2021 that I would still be doing this, and with some of the same creators? We have some of our favorites returning, like Ken and Ashley Sledge from Sledgehammerhorror, but we also have some newcomers, like the twins from the doublefeatpodcast, and yes, Cody Leach. Yep, okay, make some noise. Every single creator featured today will be linked down below, so if at any point you're thinking, damn, these people are sick, because they are, you can head right over to their channels and subscribe. But I just realized that I haven't even introduced myself, your host. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance if you're new here. I am the Antichrist. Okay, not really, but I am the leader of the cult of haunted hippie. And if you'd like to join, all you have to do is click subscribe. With that out of the way, I can safely say this is going to be the best year of the Oscars yet. That being said, it was one of the hardest years of voting that we've ever had. I mean, how many pop cultural phenomena broke out in the horror sphere just last year? We kicked off the year with Scream in the first few weeks. Granted, that was followed by Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the next month, but The horror gods looked kindly upon us in the months following that with movies like Studio 666 and Fresh, and who could forget a little movie called X? There were some indie surprises in the spring and summer, such as Hatching and my personal favorite Watcher, and I'll be honest, one of the most overlooked movies at the Oscars this year will be Crimes of the Future. But the summer hits shan't be forgotten. We do have nominations today for movies like Nope and Prey and Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Orphan First Kill even snagged a nomination this year. As we get into fall, who could forget the massive sensation that was Barbarian? I'm so excited to see what my fellow content creators have to say about the various aspects of that special film. The same can be said for another fall hit, Pearl. Very unceremoniously snubbed at this year's Oscars, but not to worry. At the Oscars, brilliant horror acting does not go unnoticed. And who could forget how Smile and Terrifier 2 took the world by storm, breaking into the mainstream movie market? We have some love to show those movies too, especially considering that it didn't work out too well for them submitting Terrifier 2 for Oscar consideration. Now, maybe we won't be talking about Halloween Ends today, but who was surprised by that? Who? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, nobody. But there were bangers being released all the way up until the end of the year, and so yes, if you were wondering, a Christmas horror movie received a nomination this year. All in due time, though, I say that we get Hey, do you mind if I step in for a sec? I'm literally trying to host an award show. Can it wait? Like, you're not even in black tie formal. Although, that shirt's kind of cool, though. I know, and I would love to let you know where I got it from. Okay, fine, but only because I really like your shirt. Alright, and thank you to the much more goth version of me, and now to let you know who made the 2023 Oscars possible, Into the AM. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. Into the AM is a premium apparel company that specializes in trippy graphic designs. I'm currently wearing the Nature's Flow tee, as you can see, but as you can see, they also have a plethora of other different themes with dozens of different designs. The category that I'm most drawn to is all the space tees they have. Like, look at that Cosmic Inferno design. My favorite thing about these shirts is that they're functional for pretty much whatever you need them for. They're a poly cotton blend, so they're super soft and stretchy. You can use them just to lounge around the house or even to sleep in, but they're also really light and breathable, so if you want to work out in them too, that's also a great option. Or you can just wear them out and about because they're sick. But they also have sweatshirts and joggers or basic tees that are just as comfy. They have special deals like getting 3 graphic tees for $60 or 3 basic tees for $49.95. But if you use my link or if you use code HauntedHippie at checkout, you get an additional 10% off your order. Big thank you again to the sponsor of the 2023 Oscars Oscars Horror Award Show Into the AM. And with that, let's get on with the show. Love the fit, by the way. Thank you, Other Kylie, and thank you, Into the AM. We're kicking off this year's Oscars with the nastiest, juiciest, wettest category, which would be Best Makeup and Effects, presented by a returner, Justin from Movie Watch Daily. Take it away.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Justin from Movie Watch Daily, The Dead Couch, and The Rad Pack. Thank you, Kylie, for having me on today to present the award and the nominees for Best Makeup and Special Effects. We have some amazing movies we're going to talk about, and of course, the triumphant winner that will be revealed in just a few moments. You know, for my money, it doesn't get better than the practical effects heyday of the 80s with makeup artists like Tom Savini, Rob Bottin, Rick Baker. But nowadays, there's an amazing new emerging group of young and upcoming filmmakers who are using effects and practical effects to bring to life all their nightmares to life on screen and to present to us. And we're going to talk about 5 of those today. Our first nominee is Damien Leone's Terrifier 2. Art the Clown made his infamous feature debut in All Hallows Eve, the anthology film, followed by his own feature film, Terrifier. And then last year, we got Damien Leone's magnum opus, Terrifier 2, an effects-driven film that has an over 5-minute kill scene. The effects in this movie are amazing. Damien Leone is a special effects artist himself. Him and his team created all of these practical effects in-house and in camera, and it's just absolutely incredible. It's a masterpiece of practical effects if you can take the gore. So our number 5 nominee is Terrifier 2. Our next nominee is Zach Clegger's Barbarian. When Zach Clegger set out to make Barbarian, it was very important that all of his effects were done in camera and practically. Now, although he wasn't able to audition his own effects team, the studio assigned him an amazing female-led Bulgarian effects team that did an incredible job with all of the full-body prosthetics, full-body makeup that must have been a nightmare to act in, but they pulled it off, and this team did an incredible job with not only the makeup effects, but some decent gore effects, and Zach Clegger turned out an amazing film in Barbarian. Our next nominee is the Foo Fighters-led Studio 666, story by Dave Grohl. Now, this movie may have slipped by some, but for horror fans and gore hounds alike, this film is an absolute circus of practical gore effects, and it's one you're not going to want to miss. The effects team was led by Stan Winston alum Tony Gardner, who is a legend in horror with over 200 credits to his name, a bunch of movies you'd know. From barbecued heads, full chainsaw dismemberment, and many other stomach-churning kills was more than enough to satisfy even the most cynical horror fan. Check out Studio 666. Our next nominee is the feature film debut from Canadian writer-director Rob Jabaz. The film was shot in Taiwan, and after finding effects artist Victor Chang's work online, Jabaz knew he was the man for the job. Seriously, the amount of disgusting, gooey practical effects in this movie will absolutely blow your mind. This movie and its subject matter may be a little too much for some, but again, if you're a gore hound and you love the gooey, bloody special effects, you'll want to revisit this one again and again. You can watch this on Shudder. It's an incredible film. Definitely check out The Sadness, our next nominee. You know, back in the day, if Jim Henson lost his mind and decided to do a creature feature-led horror film, Hatching would be that film. Our next nominee, Finnish horror creature feature, Hatching. After a young girl discovers an egg in the woods, she brings it home and it hatches a human-chicken hybrid thing. And it's amazing. It's a full animatronic, something that we really don't see too often. The creature design is emotive, it's expressive. You just don't see animatronics like this in movies. And when you do see it, you don't see this much screen time had by a full animatronic. And it adds to the connection between this young girl, our main character, and this creature. You really buy that this hatching creature is a real entity, and you can actually see it in camera interacting with our main character. And that adds to the depth of plot, because not only is this a horror movie, but it's also just a good coming-of-age movie, and it's also really gross and scary and weird, and we love that around here. So our final nominee is Hatching. All right, guys, I know the suspense is killing you, it's killing me. It's time to reveal the winner for this year's Oscars for Best Makeup and Special Effects, and the award goes to none other than Damien Leone's Terrifier 2. I think a lot of you probably thought this one was going to win it. It ran away with the win, with Barbarian not too far behind. So Terrifier 2 is this year's Oscars for Best Makeup and Special Effects. Kylie, thank you for having me once again to present this award. I love my horror and I love my practical gore effects. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Justin. Yeah, I think that we all kind of knew that Terrifier 2 was gonna sweep that category. I mean, I seriously can't remember another time in my life when a horror movie made me physically nauseous. But there's always a first for everything, and for me that was Terrifier 2. I think that win was well deserved. Talking about deserving, another very strong category is up next. Best Cinematography, presented for the third time by a very dear friend, Tiago from Royal Horror.
Hello everyone, thank you Kylie for having me over the Horror Oscars Awards for the third time in a row. I'm so honored to present the category the horror movie with the best cinematography in 2022. As we already know, cinematography is a piece of art. Thanks to cinematography is that as the audience can communicate with the movie, thanks to different angles, different shots, and different lighting, is that we can develop emotions throughout the whole film. And without further ado, the nominees for the best cinematography in a horror movie in 2022 are Speak No Evil, cinematographer Erik Molbern Hansen. What makes Speak No Evil one of the most disturbing films of the year is because of the color grading. Erik Molbern Hansen utilizes a washed down and a shadowy color palette, which means the outside is really cold, the inside is really warm, and both colors mix together to heighten the chilling mood and the evilness from some of the characters. Christmas, Bloody Christmas, the cinematographer Brian Sowell. One of the most unique aspects about this movie is the use of 16mm lens, which means most of the shots in the movie are wild. The cinematographer Brian Sowell and the director wanted to use the environment, sticking to what the nature and the location was providing. Most of the lighting used on this film was coming from the actual houses and natural lighting from the moon. Nope, cinematographer Hoyte van Hoytema. What makes Nope one of the richest films of the year is a technique called Date for Night. Date for Night is a well-known and established filmmaking technique. It is often necessary to film 90 scenes during daylight hours. The cinematographer Hoyte van Hoytema didn't want to rely too much on CGI, which is why Hoyte van Hoytema used two different cameras, which he mounted on a 3D steel rings and aligned them so that both capture at the same time the same images, allowed the creators to sensibly overlay each frame in post-production. Bones and All cinematography Arseni Kahashaturan. The cinematography in Bones and All was shot on a Panavision 35mm, where the crew used ultra-speed and super-speed lenses to help capture as much light as possible during the nighttime shoots. When the light was gone, lamps and LED tube lights help dramatize the natural light in those night scenes. The reason being is because the cinematographer and director wanted to make this movie look as natural as possible as how the movies were being made on that era in America. Watcher, cinematography Benjamin Kirk Nielsen. The cinematography in Watcher is all about the emotions between the audience, the camera, and the main character Juliet. It was really important for the cinematographer that the story was unfolded with Julia, and that the way the camera portrays her was closely linked to her state of mind. The cinematographer didn't want the audience to discover anything before Julia did, but to discover it together with her. When the audience needed to feel what Julia felt, the cinematographer would place the camera physically close to her, connecting the audience with her emotions. Thank you everyone for participating on this category. We received over 950 votes all over social media. So the winner for the best cinematography in a horror movie in 2022, chosen by you, is... Congratulations goes to Nope, and thank you everyone once again, and I really hope you enjoyed the rest of the awards. Bye-bye.
It is kind of tough when a blockbuster movie is nominated alongside a bunch of indie features that likely didn't really see the light of day, but regardless, I think we can agree that the win for Nope was well deserved. It's also nice to have another filmmaker's perspective on what makes strong filmmaking, so thank you, Tiago. Now, this next category is another one of my personal favorites as a writer myself, and it's being presented by another third-time returner. Anna from whataghoulwants is here to present Best Original Screenplay.
Hi, I'm Anna from What a Ghoul Wants here on YouTube, and I have the pleasure of presenting this year's award for Best Original Screenplay. The horror genre is filled with films based on pre-existing material. This can be anything from short stories to books to graphic novels, even to other horror movies. And as fans, we love these kinds of adaptations, but we also crave new concepts that give us completely original films to enjoy. The award for Best Original Screenplay is granted to the best screenplay that is not based upon previously published material. 2022 gave us a lot of good franchise continuations, But it was also packed with fresh stories that kept us on the edge of our seat. So, the nominees for Best Original Screenplay are The Menu, written by Seth Reese and Will Tracy. Reese and Tracy served up a juicy story that we could really sink our teeth into with the star-studded film The Menu. Pearl, written by Ty West and Mia Goth. This X-prequel was not only the brainchild of director Ty West, but it was also co-written by the actress who plays the titular Pearl herself, Mia Goth. Barbarian, written by Zach Kreger. Kreger gave us a tale full of twists and turns, as well as laughs and scares, in the surprise hit of the year, Barbarian. Significant Other, written by Dan Burke and Robert Olson. Burke and Olson made us question if it's ever a good idea to go camping in the woods, even if it's with someone you love in Significant Other. And finally, Speak No Evil, written by Christian Taftrup and Mads Taftrup. These Danish brothers showed us how hospitality can turn horrific in their psychological shocker Speak No Evil. And the winner of Best Original Screenplay for the 2023 Oscars is The Menu. This is such a well-deserved win for Seth Reese and Will Tracy. They gave us a truly tantalizing new horror movie that is as satisfying as a perfectly cooked cheeseburger. Back to you, Kylie.
Thank you, Anna. Very well said. And that was a close one. I was a little worried that Barbarian was gonna sneak up on us, but my personal favorite, The Menu, took the cake. Although if you haven't seen Significant Other, I highly recommend. It had such a quiet release, just straight to Paramount Plus, but starring Micah Monroe and Jake Lacey, sign me up. Anyway, 2 more impossible categories were up next. I don't know about you guys, but I had a really hard time choosing for my Best Supporting Actor and Actress. So here to present for the first time at the Oscars is Kira and Meka from Double Feature Podcast.
Hello everyone, I'm Kira.
And I'm Meka.
And we're Double Feature Podcast, and we're here to present our very first Oscars. And we want to thank a huge shout out to Kylie, aka Haunted Hippie, for having us this year. We're so excited.
Yes, and we've been asked to do the presentation for Best Supporting Actress and Best Supporting Actor.
Yep.
Now, Kira, would you agree with me when I say 2022 had some great horror performances?
Definitely very great horror performances, a standout year for sure.
Yes, and I always say that for a lead actor and lead actress to shine, they have to have a great supporting cast.
No, definitely. You can't work without the supporting cast.
Yes. So for Best Supporting Actor, the nominees are Stephen Yeun for Nope, Rory Kinnear for Men, Dakota Beavers for Prey, David Arquette for Scream 5, and Justin Long for Barbarian. Okay, drum roll. And the winner is David Arquette for Scream 5.
Oh my God, definitely deserves all the love,
Yes.
aka Dewey.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to give the nominees for Best Supporting Actress. The very first nominee is Hung Chow for The Menu, Keke Palmer for Nope, Jenna Ortega for Scream 5, Brittany Snow for X, and Madeline McGraw for The Black Phone. Let me get that drum roll again. And the winner here, no shock, was not surprised, is Jenna Ortega for Scream 5.
Yes.
Yes.
She's become like a Scream queen in her own right.
Oh, definitely. I can project well into the future. We'll be following Tara for quite some time.
Yes. So thank you guys for voting, getting your votes in.
Definitely.
We always say that the horror community is one of the best communities.
Definitely. Till next year, you guys. Thanks, Kylie.
So great having you guys. Thank you for a wonderful presentation. Jenna Ortega was likely always going to be the shoo-in, but those other nominees, are you kidding me? I think I sat there for about 3 minutes just staring at all the names going, my God, who do I pick? And honestly, the same thing happened for me with Best Supporting Actor. I personally was pulling for Dakota Beavers, but that's alright. But David Arquette, if you're watching this video, which I know you are, congrats, leaving the Scream franchise with a bang and also with an Oscars trophy. That is if I made trophies, which I didn't, but maybe someday. I know I'm rambling, but I can't stress enough how well my guest creators did at choosing their nominees. If you didn't know, my guest creators get to choose their list of nominees. We collaborate a little bit, we brainstorm, but they have final say, because I like each category to feel tailored to each individual creator. And that being said, up next we have another double category being presented by someone who also did an incredible job choosing her nominees. That would be Selis from Sweet and Spooky. She's back to present to you a new category at the Oscars, Best Breakout Actor and Best Breakout Actress from a 2022 horror film. Take it away.
Hello, and welcome to the 2023 Oscars. Presenting for Best Breakout Actor and Best Breakout Actress is Selis from Sweet and Spooky.
Hello? Is this...
Yeah, it's...
Is it on? Hello? Okay. Hello, my sweeties, and welcome to the 2023 Oscars. A huge thank you to Kylie for having me on this year's awards. Today, I will be presenting the awards for Best Breakout Actor and Best Breakout Actress. And the nominees for Best Breakout Actor are Brandon Barrera, Nope; Elliot Fulham, Terrifier 2; Mason Gooding, Scream; Miguel Casares Mora, The Black Phone; and Kid Cudi, X. And the Oscar goes to Mason Gooding, Scream. What an icon, a gem, a very well-deserved win. We love Mason Gooding, so much charisma. Shout out to Mason Gooding for being our new Scream King. And now, the nominees for Best Breakout Actress are Lauren Lavera, Terrifier 2; Siri Solina, Hatching; Amber Midthunder, Prey; Rachel Sennett, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies; and Georgina Campbell, Barbarian. And the Oscar goes to Lauren Lavera, Terrifier 2. Damn right we're gonna give it to my girl, Lauren Lavera. She absolutely slayed and served over a hot stove, baby. She gave us the ultimate Scream Queen performance. We love her. A huge thank you to Kylie for having me on this year's awards, and congratulations to not only the winners, but all of the nominees. Bye.
Are you gonna look me in the eyes right now? You're gonna look me dead in the eyes and you're gonna tell me she isn't one of the cutest human beings on this planet Earth. Thank you, Selis, so much. And look at all the effort that she put into her little clip. Best Breakout Actress had the closest poll in Oscars history. Lauren Lavera and Amber Midthunder actually both received 31% of the vote. But breaking it down by the numbers, Lauren Lavera was just ever so slightly ahead. Amber and Lauren were the two that I couldn't choose between, and apparently you guys couldn't either. For the boys, I was very torn between Brandon and Mason, but I'll be honest, I was in with the crowd on that one, and congrats to Mason. Up next, also for the first time in Oscars history, we have Cody Leach here to present Best Franchise Film.
What is up, you wild coven of haunted hippie fans, and welcome to the Oscars Best Franchise Film category. Now, 2022 was a phenomenal year for horror all around. It was a great year filled with a bunch of original horror films, some of the best that we've seen in a very long time, but it also managed to be a pretty damn solid year for all of our beloved franchises. And there's few things that can give you the level of comfort and satisfaction of diving back into a franchise that you have loved and been watching your entire life and seeing a brand new installment that actually managed to deliver. Sorry, Halloween fans. So with that all being said, the nominees for the Oscars Best Franchise Horror Film are as follows. And the Oscar goes to... Excuse me for a moment. What do you want? I'm busy.
Oscars. That's a clever name.
Who is this?
So it looks like I am everyone's favorite scary movie.
Well, I guess you were. That's right, the winner this year is Scream, also known as Scream 5. And all of you little Ghostface fans showed out in droves because more than 50% of the vote went to this installment alone. So, congratulations to Scream and enjoy the rest of the show, everybody.
Thank you so much to Cody for joining this year's Oscars. So that one was definitely a blowout. I thought that Prey might get a little bit more love, but who can deny the power of Scream? To be fair, over 1,000 people voted in that category, which means that at least 160 people voted for Terrifier 2 and Prey, so I really can't complain. Again, I must stress the oddity of none of us wanting to talk about Halloween Ends after Halloween Kills won Best Picture at the 2022 Oscars. I believe that it also won Best Deaths last year, which happens to be our next category. And here to present that category for the third year in a row is Ken and Ashley Sledge from Sledgehammerhorror.
Welcome back to the third annual Oscars, guys. I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And we are Sledgehammer Horror.
First and foremost, we want to thank Haunted Hippie for all of her hard work putting this together and allowing us to be involved. We're very thankful. A big shout out to all the other presenters. Thank you for being a part of this and all the hard work that you guys do also. So we are going to be presenting Best Deaths in a Horror Movie in 2022. And the nominees are
Terrifier 2,
X,
Scream 5,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
and Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
and the winner is voted by the viewers.
Terrifier 2. A movie that had people puking and running out of the theater crying is well deserved of being the champion of best deaths and kills in 2022.
I 100% agree.
So we want to thank you one more time, Kylie. Thank you for letting us be involved. It's always an honor that we get to be a part of this. Thank you to all the other presenters for taking the time out to work so hard on making your presentations, and all of you viewers for voting, subscribing to the channels, and always being a part of this. You're a big reason why we do this. So until next time, keep talking horror,
Stay who you are.
and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much to Ken and Ashley Sledge. They kind of are mom and dad to a lot of us here. I have to say, I am of course not surprised that Terrifier 2 won, but I thought that it might be a little bit closer of a call. Remember when Jenna Ortega got her head blown up? Remember when Sam absolutely wailed on Richie and wiped the blood off the blade with her bare hand? But then again, Art the Clown basically peeled a girl inside out in a stomach-churning sequence that I couldn't even face the screen for. So it all shook out how it should have, I guess. Anyway, moving on to our next category, which happens to contain one of the biggest Oscar snubs of the last decade. We have my dear friend Lianne from across the pond to present Best Actress.
Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. I am so glad to be back for the Oscars this year, presenting the award for Best Actress in a Horror Movie. I think we can all agree when I say that horror movies would not be the same without our amazing leading ladies, and last year's performances were absolutely unforgettable. So let's give a hand to everyone in our nominations. They all did absolutely fantastic jobs. I'm gonna go through the nominations. So we have Georgina Campbell from The Barbarian, Anya Taylor-Joy from The Menu, Mia Goth from Pearl, Micah Monroe from The Watcher, and Amber Midthunder from Prey. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. This year's Best Actress award goes to Mia Goth from Pearl. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. Back to you, Kylie.
Thank you, Lianne. I love you. Mwah. We all knew who was gonna win that one. It was pretty simple math. But let's not neglect the other women in that category. I mean, Amber Midthunder was so good that she was worth nominating twice. Same with Georgina Campbell, Best Actress and Best Breakout Actress. She really deserved it. Micah Monroe also redefined subtle acting last year. But we all knew that Mia Goth was going to win because who could forget that chilling 8-minute monologue in Pearl? Or that end credit smile? I mean, come on. Anyway, we have equally talented men to discuss today as well. So here, returning to present Best Actor from a 2022 horror film is Noah from Hamburgers and Horror.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the 3rd annual Oscars. I'm Noah Hook, and today I'm very happy to present the nominees for Best Actor. 2022 brought us a variety of great performances ranging from new final boys to terrifying villains. It was a steep competition this year with a ton of strong performances, but we felt these 5 actors really helped bring their films to the next level. Let's take a moment to admire their work. The nominees for Best Actor are Timothée Chalamet from Bones and All. Chalamet's performance as Lee, a cannibal who befriends and falls in love with a fellow cannibal named Marin, blends romance with brutal violence. He and Taylor Russell bounce off each other perfectly in the film, with Lee being a sort of guiding light as the two discover themselves in this backroads odyssey. Ralph Fiennes from The Menu. This English juggernaut of an actor surprised everyone with his rare return to horror, this time as the homicidal Chef Slowick. Constantly straddling the line between hilarious, uncomfortable, and horrifying, Fiennes manages to bring a lot of humanity to a megalomaniac who is literally making human s'mores. Sebastian Stan from Fresh. Stan's performance as Steve shifts from quirky and charming to condescending and heartless on a dime, as his meet-cute persona is revealed to be much more sinister. He manages to make a horrible human being very entertaining to watch, providing a great foil to Noah and the other women he has captured. Mason Thames from The Black Phone. The youngest nominee, at only 13 years old during his performance as Finney, Thames was able to bring a ton of vulnerability and bravery to the screen. As he struggles to communicate with the grabber's previous victims and plan his own escape, this little psychic never stops fighting. David Howard Thornton from Terrifier 2. By far the least vocal of the bunch, Thornton had to rely solely on his exaggerated movements and facial expressions to bring Art the Clown to life. Whether he's playing with his silly props or hacking someone to pieces, you gotta admit he does it with a lot of enthusiasm. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. Nearly 1,000 people voted in the poll for Best Actor, and I've got the results right here. The winner of Best Actor in the 3rd annual Oscars goes to Ralph Fiennes from The Menu. What a well-deserved win. His performance was so much fun and just oozing with dark humor. I actually think it was the single funniest performance from all of 2022.
I love you all.
We love you too, Chef. Thank you so much to Kylie for having me, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of the show.
We do love you, Chef, and we also really appreciate you being here, Noah. Did anyone else sit there going, how do I choose between David Howard Thornton and Ralph Fiennes? I'm glad that our boy Ralph took that category, though, because Terrifier 2 has definitely received a lot of love in other categories this year. We love you, though, David. You definitely redefined silent acting. That's undeniable. You know what else is undeniable? How much talent emerged last year. We saw it with our Best Breakout Acting categories, and we're gonna see it again right now. Here for the first time is my friend Franny Angel to present Best Breakout Director.
Hi guys, I'm Francisco Angel and I'm super excited to be here. This is my very first Oscar, so Kylie, thank you so much for inviting me to be here. And today I'm presenting the award for Best Breakout Director. This year we have 5 amazing and very talented nominees who have made their directorial debut bursting into the horror scene with blood, guts, and gore. So without further ado, let's get to the nominees. Mimi Cave, Fresh. In this cannibalistic rom-com turned nightmare, Cave delivers a compelling and disturbing feature with style. She brings pizzazz through creative angles, showing us that sometimes showing less is just as horrifying. Cave commands the screen, letting scenes and shots linger without sacrificing the pace, knowing how to perfectly balance charm, style, comedy, and of course, horror. Zach Krager, Barbarian. Krager took audiences for a wild and unpredictable ride in this Airbnb stay from hell. Krager manages to tell a gripping and thrilling story while going against traditional story structure, allowing the film to follow different characters at different times. He uses his early start in the group, The Whitest Kids You Know, to deliver genuinely funny moments that help ease the tension before jumping right back into the horror. Hannah Bergholm, Hatching. Bergholm brings us a dark tale about a relationship between a mother and daughter. Beautifully shot, Bergholm uses many aspects to convey the themes of the film. She showcases bright colors that help play with the facade of a picture-perfect family while something sinister lies underneath. Parker Finn, Smile. In this paranormal thriller, Parker gets up close and personal with intimate close-ups, making you feel like you're face-to-face with the characters. He uses this to his advantage, taking a friendly gesture that represents happiness, letting it linger, and look you dead in the eyes, allowing audiences to feel uncomfortable and uneasy. Chloe Okuno, Watcher. Okuno helps guide this slow burn thriller with beauty and suspense. She's able to perfectly project Julia's paranoia and unease onto the audience by masterfully using framing, lighting, and coloring. The film keeps you filled with tension as Okuno portrays the real-life horror women face, reminding us of the importance of allowing women to tell their own stories. All right, and the Oscar goes to Ghostface? That's right, it's me, Fernando, your long-lost evil twin brother. Right? A family member that's never been mentioned once before in canon being the killer? What an original twist, huh? Bitch, please. So what now? You're gonna come over here and stab me? No. Didn't you see the last one? We strapped now. Anyways, the winner for Best Breakout Director goes to Zach Krager, Barbarian. Well, you heard it here. The people have spoken, so thank you so much. I guess I remembered the safety that time. Everyone, please enjoy the rest of the Oscars. Kylie, thanks again. See you soon, girl. Till next time. Peace. Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Thank you so much, Franny. I love you, my talented friend. Really just never fails to put a smile on my face. I am hurt that some of my favorite women seem to have been kind of neglected in that category, but who can deny the power of Barbarian? Also, did anyone forget that Zach Krager shared my review of Barbarian and said that I deserved an award for it? Don't worry, I'll keep reminding you that that happened. But a huge shout out to every horror content creator that joined me today. This literally wouldn't have been possible without all of them, so be sure to show them some love. But now for the biggest award of the night to be presented by yours truly, The Antichrist, is Best Horror Picture of 2022. Barbarian, following Tess through the most harrowing Airbnb experience written on paper, redefined the 3-act structure. With the nominations for Best Makeup and Effects, Best Original Screenplay, Best Supporting Actor, Best Breakout Actress, Best Actress, and Best Breakout Director, it's now our first nominee for Best Picture. What makes Barbarian so unique is how it constantly subverts expectation. Whenever you expect a zig, it zags. To top it off, it's very interesting to see a deconstruction of the patriarchy from a male point of view in a surprisingly empathetic approach. Prey is the only franchise film to be nominated for Best Picture, but deservedly so. Following the first arrival of Predator on Earth, Naru is left to her own devices to protect her tribe and prove her status as a hunter. Not only does the empowerment feel genuine rather than phoned in due to the writing and portrayal by Amber Midthunder, but it also is a technically flawless film. Often shot on location, it's a breath of fresh air from the many action movies that take place in front of a green screen these days. Pearl exceeded expectations when it was a tall order to fill following up X. Carried by the performance of Mia Goth, this film also nearly secured a Best Cinematography nomination, but was ultimately beat out. I'm also certain that if we had a category for Best Original Score, Pearl would be the winner. The gorgeous music accompanies visuals reminiscent of The Wizard of Oz, which is a strong motif throughout the film. With such a singular and consistent artistic vision, Ty West earned his spot here. The Menu had a quiet release and ended up being one of the most technically perfect films of the year. Also receiving acting nominations, it likely deserves some love for the cinematography as well, as they opted for a highly unique stage-like approach. In a world where Eat the Rich is becoming a tired mantra, this movie redefined it, choosing to target a specific industry with fleshed-out characters, which will ultimately have more impact than just another generic rich people bad movie. Watcher is the final nominee for Best Horror Picture of 2022. While Barbarian deconstructed the psychological landscape women live in day to day, Watcher deconstructed the male gaze from a much more personal point of view. Depicting the delicate state of tension women live in every single day, it follows a young woman who follows her boyfriend to Romania and notices her neighbor across the street watching her. Also receiving nominations for acting, directing, and cinematography, this is another one of the most well-rounded films of the year, and again, my personal favorite. Like I said, it was a very tough year and choices had to be made. But in a rather surprising blowout, the Best Horror Picture winner of 2022 is Barbarian. Yep, give it up, Barbarian takes the cake. I can't say that I'm too surprised, but 1,000 votes and 41% of them going to Barbarian? It's just more of a sweep than I was expecting. But that's all, folks. How did you find the 3rd annual 2023 Oscars Horror Award Show? What surprised you? What was your favorite category? Who was the most unlikely winner in your opinion? Let me know all your thoughts down below while I take a moment to thank all the other people that made this video possible. My dearest patrons, thank you for continuing to prop this channel up and ensure that all this wonderful free content is possible for everyone else to enjoy. If you're interested in joining us over there, the link is down below and you will be credited as a producer of this channel. As a thank you to these people, I do produce 4 to 6 bonus videos every single month for them to exclusively enjoy. If that's not for you, then consider joining us on social media. All of that again will be linked down below. But I must stress yet again to please show some love to the other content creators that joined me today. They put their all into dressing up and editing their own clips and submitting them when they have their own busy lives to attend to. So to every other creator that joined me, big kisses to you all. But I hope that you, the audience, had a blast at the 2023 Oscars, and I hope that you stick around. Bye!